guys. So now what position management is, as the name goes, it says position in the system. The very first thing people will ask you, why do I need to use position? So position ID, you can say, if you want to define, first of all, you will say position ID is one of the unique IDs which will give you information regarding a particular position somebody is holding. It gives you org structure details from one place wherein you can see, I'll show you how to work on that, wherein you will see the entire data related to your org structure, like your what is your division, department, uh, location, your FTE, okay, who is your manager, so job title, everything will be there. So from one place you can manage the entire system. Second, position management is the best part to handle your head counts. Now how? You can say head count, I can also see if I have employee IDs, that is also unique character. But if you have employee IDs and I say, okay, I want a data that describes that how many people for our succession data, that how many people our company needs by end of this year. Through employee ID, that will be tough to say, right? Am I right? Through employee ID, all you can see, say that, okay, I have, we have 10,000 employees and 10,000 employees are working here. Maybe by December, because you can only see what uh, the termination date of the employee, and based on that, you can say, okay, these many people are leaving the organization. So 10 out of 10,000, only 5,000 will remain there. That's all you can do, right?
Right, Sanjay.
Now, if I have to ask you that what will I do if I want to know how many people should be there? So through position management, what you can do, your manager, because through position management they can raise a requisition, they can raise new positions. I said I am a manager and by January I'm starting a new project, and new project, for new project I would need 3 more positions. When I click on put 3 more position and run the data, I will see in the report that in January there are 3 people are needed. And position management, very first thing you have to make this available in the system, right? This feature should be there in the system. So you go to manage employee central setting. Here you scroll down and you see position management. If you haven't enabled it from provisioning, you can do it from here also, position management. Once that is there, of course, where will I go now? I enabled a feature. Next, I will give the permission, right? So I'll go to permission roles. These are very basic things that I'm telling you. This is for every feature that you enable in the system. Which group should have access to permission position, you will define it from here. You just go based on the document also, you can see, and here in position management also go to permission setting. Oh, sorry. Manage position, and you can go and check everything that you want to see or give access to. Okay, that's up to your client's requirement. You will create a group, of course, as we have done our permission roles and group. Done. Now I did it. Now how would system know few things? First, how to work on how your position management will uh, react, or how it will work in the system, because there are plenty of options under position management which needs to be clarified or set in the system. So for that there are two things. How we will do our entire training for position management? There would be two parts. One, general settings. Second, technical part. Now in general setting we will talk about, today we will talk about it in detail, and we will see how to set up your position management and how it will behave after these changes. Why this is important? If you understand the general setting, you will always only you will almost be able to understand 60% of it, 60-70%. Why? Every setting and how your system behaves for position, this is dependent on the setting that you will be doing now. In technical part, what we will do, we will see how to create codes, synchronizations, which will include your business rule. These are based on the business rule. Okay. Today we will only talk about general setting, which is vast, and Monday we will complete this part, which is very important. And I'll tell you at the end of the end of today's class that what you have to do for Monday, and that is very much important. Let's go and talk about settings. So for that we will go to position management setting. Now here you can see every tab has one button. How? Let's start with the general one. Then slowly and gradually we will complete everything. So very first thing is your this one. This is so general. First of all, what is the general setting that we do? First, in general setting, we have this called a tab called general. Here you can use the option on this tab to regulate general behavior of the position management. How your position management will actually behave. First, use position types. Do you want to use position type? What is position type? Let's first understand this. Every company will use two kind of positions, either regular position or shared position. How? I said there will be one HRBP for India Google office. One means only one person who is looking after everything. That is a regular position, I can say. Only one person is assigned to that position. Then I said, no, we want one HRBP from India, but the supervision will be from USA HRBP. So the position will be one, but two-person will be sharing that position. So that is called shared position. 50-50%. You might see some people are working on a project 50%. Must have heard that their cost centers are he or she is getting paid 50% from one department, 50% from other department or projects. So that is called shared position, wherein two people are sharing one position and the cost center as well. Am I making sense? What happens from back end, your payment will be divided into two cost center. Let's say you're working as HR, and at the same time you're working for HR as a HR BP as well as HR recruiter as well. So let's assume that we have two different cost center for HR BPs, one for HR recruiters. Now at the same time you are looking after two different positions, correct? That means your work is divided 50% to HR BP, 50% to recruiter. You getting me so far? Yes, no?
Uh,
You're saying the
Sanjay, VP and
same
recruiter, that will
person,
be two
same
position.
person act as a HRBP as well as the recruiter of a company.
It's just an example. Don't take this if you get confused.
Sometimes
Let's
they
say,
work.
mhm,
Oh, India and US in that India and US example was okay to
okay,
understand.
okay. Let's take another example. Let's say I am working as a consultant, and we consultant
Hmm.
work on projects, right? I'm right now implementing success factor for Google. Let's say for an example, that is a project for me. Google is paying to my company, and my company is paying to me. That's what happens.
Yes.
Agree? Now, at the same time, I have another success factor project from Microsoft. My company decided, okay, Sanjay will work on both of them. I will charge them then. No,
Hmm.
if they
Yes.
are using me, that means they are paying me, correct?
Yes.
It's not like if I'm doing two projects, they will pay me double, will they?
No.
It's like half a day, half a day.
Correct, correct. So half I work for Microsoft, half I work for Google from both cost center now. Understand? Cost center means what? From you where you are getting paid. So if you any one of you are holding a position as a manager, let's say, you must see that there is a budget allocated to everyone, every manager yearly, right? Your team or maybe your business head that your team will get this much budget and you have to hire people under this budget only. Yes, when time comes for payment, what happens? Every payment comes to your that cost center, whatever cost center you fall under, and from their cost that cost center only you get paid. Even if you're working for same organization, the cost center for finance will be different. Sorry, the cost center for finance will be different, and cost center for IT will be different. Agreed? You must have seen that.
Yes, Sanjay.
This much we agree that every function will have their own cost center: finance, IT, admin, HR, everyone. Correct? Now, what happens in position? In position, when you create a position, you define its cost center as well. That this position will be paid by this cost center. It's not like your CEO or chairman is going to pay you directly. They pay everything to those cost center, and that cost center pays you. Like I work for a consulting firm, there is a function called SAP. I fall under that function. So now the budget that comes to SAP, from that budget only I get paid. When we talk about HR people will have different cost center and they will get paid differently for that. Now am I making sense? Yes, no?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm clear
Yes,
with this
Sanjay.
point.
Yes.
Yes.
So if we are clear on this, now what I'm saying, I'm just giving you an example. Don't take this too practically that this never happens. I'm just giving an example that let's say I'm working as a HR somewhere. So I'm getting paid from HR team. At the same time, there is a project comes from IT and somebody says, okay, Sanjay knows about this SAP. We will use him. How would we use him? We will pay his 50% cost from our cost center. Then only my manager will agree to share me with them. Otherwise, why will you help somebody? Why will you give your resource to somebody else? You getting me? I
Yes.
said
You're right, Sanjay.
I need, let's say, money from HR team because he has some idea about SAP as well as HR. So I need money's help there. So money's manager said, okay, of course, he has some bandwidth right now. I can share him with you, but how would you manage that? So I would say, okay, I will pay his 50% cost from my cost center, my budget. So now what I did, I hired money, not hired, of course, but what I said, I put money on a particular position which I have under me for 50% because I'm only paying him 50%. That means that position is still 50% vacant. Every position is for one particular person or one particular cost center, you can say. So out of that
Yes.
50% I paid to money. So 50% is still left with me.
Yes.
No,
Yes.
that
Yes.
50% I'm utilizing hiring somebody else or adding somebody else. That means on that particular position there are two people now. There would be somebody, let's say Arti is another member and Money is another member. So two people I'm using and I'm dividing this cost between them 50-50%. But at the same time, you both are on the same position.
Yes.
That is called shared position. You are sharing one position among yourself. Is it clear now? A regular position is regular position means one person is attached to one position.
100%.
100%. Yes? No?
Yes, Sanjay.
Yes,
That
Sanjay.
is what we call position type. So do you want to use that or not? That's up to you. So and everything in this is from your organization, whatever your client says. So if they say, okay, yes, we want to use it, we will say yes. If not, we say no. Is the position external code auto generated? Now let's say we have 10,000 employees. Is it possible manually to create positions and give them a particular position ID every time you create one position? Can you give a particular position ID to 10,000 position whenever you want to create manually? You will not remember it. Even if you do, that will be a tedious task. Let's say I have 10 people creating position, one in India, four in India, four in Thailand, let's say four in Australia, 12 people. How would they know which was the last position created? Maybe I started creating position with a format like 10000. Somebody started creating it with the alphanumeric. Possible, right?
No, means auto generated.
Of course. So what I say, I don't want to create it. Let system create it because system will have access to it and it knows which should be the next position number. So I say yes, the code should be generated automatically. That's what I have written in the technical part. How do we create codes automatically? We'll do it on Monday. Okay. You can ask me that how would system create it? How does system know this is a new position? So we will see that on Monday. Then I say to be recruited. To be recruited means how would I know that position is vacant? I want to create a position. I want to utilize a position. How would I know that this position is vacant? So system automatically tells you how. Set the to be recruited status if incumbent is unassigned from a position. So there is a position in the system. Let's say this is a position and Anusha is attached to this position. Tomorrow she got promoted and she went to become, let's say, VP HR or anything, any particular. Now, so earlier she was there in this. Now she left and she moved to this position. This position is vacant now. No,
Yes, Sanjay.
she has become HRBP. Now, what? Why I'm saying this? Even if I say the Prime Minister, who is Prime Minister right now in India, of India, sorry,
Sorry,
who is India's
Mr.
Prime Minister
Narendra
right
Modi.
now? Mr.
Narendra
Narendra
Modi.
Modi.
Okay.
Who was before him?
Dr. Manmohan Singh.
No, sir.
Okay, perfect. So names are changing, but every time you say they are the Prime Minister. The position is not changing, right? There could be somebody else after Mr. Narendra Modi. There was somebody else before him, I mean, their ancestors. But the position was always called was what? Prime Minister. So this Prime Minister is no one, no particular one, right? This is a position. Anybody who occupies this are called as Prime Minister. Just like that, HRBP. It's not made for Anusha, Sanat, or me, anybody. We are called this position when we occupy this position. The moment you leave it, either you resign or move to another one, this will still be called as HRBP. The say, okay, this person, because what it says, to be recruited status, if incumbent is unassigned from a position, means Anusha has been unassigned from this position and she is moved to another one. So every time you unassign somebody from a particular position, that position will be called as to be recruited. Yes, to be recruited means just like we give our rooms on rent, we say to let, right? That means this is vacant and you can utilize it. Reset to be recruited status if incumbent is assigned to a position. Just this case, earlier this was a vacant position, we assigned Anusha to this. Now this is occupied by Anusha. So this is not a vacant position anymore. So system, what system is saying, whenever somebody is unassigned from a position, do you want to update this? You say whatever your company says. Never, always, or only if the current FTE value is below or above, whatever. Same thing here. So that depends on your organization, how they want to treat this assignment or unassignment. Are we clear with these 2 points?
Yes, Sanjay, that is clear. The options, can you just open one second, Sanjay, right side? The options, three options are there. So this is never, always is, we understand only if current full-time employee value is below. What does it means?
It says
This option.
only if the current FTE value is below planned value. Means FTE is always 1 for every position. We always should keep FTE value 1.
Okay. FT is full-time employee, right?
Full-time employee, correct. So full-time
Okay.
employee value is 1. That means one person can be assigned to one person, one position. So
Is below.
system is saying, do you want to change it every time or never, or only if the FTE values are changing? So that's up to your
50,
organization.
this FT value is below plan value. What does it means? I'm not
Plan
getting
means,
it.
let's say, if FTE value you are keeping 1,
Yeah.
if anything less than that, then only the position should say that this is a vacant position or this is an occupied position.
Okay.
That is totally up to your client how they want to set it.
Sanjay, yeah, the FT value we were referring, is it with the head count or with the uh, salary based slab.
So that impacts everything. One FTE matlab one full-time employee. I always create
Yeah,
positions on
I
one
understand
full-time.
that, but
Hmm.
here it's mentioned like FTE value. It's
Okay, so
below the plan
then
value means. So
yeah,
what
yeah,
it actually refers, yeah.
yeah. So I said I always create position on one FTE, but there are chances people, especially in Western countries, you will see it's not necessarily they work as FTE one. They almost work always on contract. Maybe my contract says I will only work, let's say 40 hours are the standard hours, so I will only work 30 hours a week. That means I'm not a full-time employee. Anything less than standard hours are not full-time employee, less or more than.
Yes, Sanjay.
So that for that 30 hours person, that means the FTE value is 75.75. Out of 1, we are utilizing that person 0.75 only, because 30 hours, if 40 hours are the complete hours. And
Yes, Sanjay.
so then it is saying only if the FTE values changes, then only you will change the value of this field. Same goes with this. If the FTE value is reached, when you unassign somebody, the FTE value might change, and when you assign somebody, the FTE value again might raise to 1. So that's what the system saying. Do you want to make these changes every day, or you want, I mean, every time, or never, or only if there only even the FTE values are changing, then only also you want to make these changes. I went to an employee who is FTE one, means full time employee, but tomorrow his contract type changed and that person started working 30 hours a week, means now the FTE value of that user is not 1 but 7.75. So anytime there is a change in the FTE, just take this crux. Every time there is a change in the FTE, do you want to make these changes or not? So one of this option is done.
Yes, the planned value is 1, right? But like full, and from there
Full.
the FT
Full.
is getting, yeah, yeah.
Correct, correct. So when we talk about position value, I'll show you FTE value is there. There are two FTE values which we see. One is at the job information, another at the position. Are we clear till here? Yes, no?
Yes, Sanjay.
Yes.
Yes, yes.
Now, coming to the FT, I'm coming to your question, RP. Don't worry, don't think I missed it or I ignored it. We'll come to this. That what if we have more than one HRBP? Yeah, I'm coming to that. Once we complete this general one, then probably it will make more sense. Set,
Okay.
set or reset to be recruited status if position FTE is changed, and set or reset to be recruited if incumbent FTE is changed. Now, both things are talking about FTE. What is that? So there are two FTEs that you can find. One at the position level, another at the job information level. So in order to go to position management, you will go to org chart. Go to position org chart. Okay. And you see, you go to any particular position, click on this radio button, and here you will see one FTE. And at the same time, if you go to that user, in their employment also you will see one FTE value. This might change to what we had in the position. Why? I have created a position for FTE one value, but I am hiring this person as contractor or part time. So there her FTE should be zero point 0.5, means 50% she is working only, or maybe 0.75. So I can change that FTE here, but the position value will remain one. So that's why system is talking about two different FTEs. So you want to change the to be recruited status if any changes are there in your FTE value, either on the job information level or on the position level. Done?
Sanjay, can you repeat this once again?
So there are two FTE values. One is at the position level, another is on the job level, which I showed you.
Right.
Right? System is asking if you change, because this both can be changed anytime. Either consultants or HR admin, they can go and change it. So system is saying, do you want to change the value of your to be recruited when there is a change in job information FTE or position FTE? So if anything changes for FTE value in either of these places, do you want to change the reset to be recruited value? Yes.
Okay.
Now, coming back to your question, Aarti, when we said, can we, if we have 10 or 15 HRBPs, every HRBP should have different, not only HRBP, everyone in the system should have different position number, a unique position number. Then only you can utilize position management well. You can't do this like you created one position and attach it to 10 different people. Then it will jeopardize your data. You will not be able to understand which person is FTE1 or from which cost center they are getting paid or something. So this is always recommended, even if the job titles, job data, everything is same, still you should create different position for each person. Every person should be assigned to a particular position separately. So even if I have 10 HRBP from same department, same country, same job profile, we should have 10 different HRBP positions. Done?
Sanjay, Sanjay, in HR, you're saying a person is holding a role of HR BP. He
Mm-hmm.
or she will be handling a team as a business partner.
Mm-hmm.
So, meanwhile, uh, the same person may act as a recruiter based on, back to back if they want to recruit someone in the position for their own team, like where they are working as a business partner. So
Mm-hmm.
how it works, how they will be allocated in the position level or the FTE.
So you are saying if you have 10 different people, right?
The one
Can you
person
repeat? Uh-huh.
working
Sharing.
as a role of BP, and the
Uh-huh.
same person works as a recruiter for the same team,
Uh-huh.
like 50 people in the team, his team. So how it works, how they will assign the position as well as the FTE value.
Okay. So from here, did you somebody first you assign position there in the job information? Now, as per your question, that let's say I want to assign somebody a position which is already shared by somebody else, what you do, you just go to their job information. That is your employee details. You go to employment, and there in the position detail, you change it. So it's up to your organization if they have given you access. Just go and change the position detail, whatever position you want to assign it to. If that is vacant, if that it has 50% whatever, it will be assigned to that person. And if there are two people will be assigned to that particular position. See, I changed it. See, based on that, everything changed because this position has all these details.
So you're saying one person can be assigned to two different positions, and the value should be like 50-50 percentage, or based
Yeah.
on the expectation, right?
Yes, of course. Whatever value position has, it should be matching to that. If we have one as FTE, the value should include FTE1. Done?
Sorry, Sanjay, I didn't hear you. Right.
I said if I have set up a position for FTE1, the total value of, let's say, 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever number of people you are hiring on that position, collectively the entire value of that FTE should not go past 1. So you can hire 5 people on that position, but the value will then be 0.20, just like that 5 times. So 5 people will be working on that 0.20 percentage. That will make it 1, right?
Yes,
Not getting it?
25%,
So
25%.
for 4 people, right? For
For
2
4
people,
people.
50 per person.
Yeah,
So you can attach 5 people, 4 people, 3 people, whatever number, but it should not cross the whole number
100%.
1, 100%.
Okay.
Done? Yes, no?
Yes, Sanjay.
Okay. No, I can see it has taken little time. Okay. Can you do me a favor, you guys? Can you do this? I will definitely talk about this. The all other, this will take little time. You have some time or what? Especially you, Aarti. What is time there?
11:37 p.m.
Already late. So there are two options. Either I complete it on Monday, step by step, and then Tuesday we talk about the technical part. Or you can do one thing. You can help me and yourself also. I have shared already the document. You can see step by step all the fields. What does that mean? Whatever queries you have, you can note it down and we'll talk about it. If that takes more time, of course, I will explain each of these tabs. So that's up to you. How do you want to go? Because I can see we only have completed one part and it's already 9:10.
Mm,
I'm leaving it up to you guys. Whatever you say, I'm okay with it.
Um, but I think if everybody will read themselves, I think everybody will have different understanding, and again,
Okay,
to each
I
one
got
of
it.
us, you have to explain.
Yeah, I got it. Yeah, makes sense. Okay, let me complete this one today at least. Then other synchronization you don't have to read because this is totally on the technical part, as I said. See, so we will not talk about it. Rest other we will do on the Monday, and whatever is left for technical, we will carry it on Tuesday. Okay, let's complete this one, please. What is hierarchy adoption? Hierarchy means who's your manager, manager's manager, something like
Right.
that.
Yes.
It says you can use the option on this tab to determine whether and how changes to one hierarchy are reflected in other hierarchy. I said the leading hierarchy should be what? The position hierarchy or reporting hierarchy. What is the difference? Position hierarchy, what I have here is who is your manager on position. Now, there could be two different managers for you. One is the position. I created a position called GSK Marketing Executive. There is a manager for this position. Now let's say this person who is the manager for this position sits in UK, London, but this girl is working from India. Ideally, the reporting, not reporting, but the position or functional manager is this person, whoever is assigned on this position, who's sitting in London. Yes, no?
Yes, Sanjay.
But since this girl is in India, there should be a reporting manager here also, line manager, you can say, to look after
Right.
whatever she needs, her leaves, office premises and everything. So in job information, you can have a different manager altogether. Here you can go and check her manager could be somebody else. They have not updated it, but the supervisor can be somebody else. So that's what this position is. This field asks, which should be the leading hierarchy? Means if you have a position manager different than what you have on job information, the position manager will be shown at every places for your data. No?
Yes, Sanjay.
Now, reassign direct subordinates according to the position hierarchy on termination screen. The moment I terminate somebody, let's say I terminated a manager, there should be some people under him or her. Where will they go? So that system is saying, do you want to reassign the direct subordinates of that manager according to the position hierarchy? Means I terminated Divya. Let's say there are people under Divya. There should be a man. There would be a manager. So she doesn't have any manager. See this analyst. Let's say we have 5 people under this analyst. This analyst goes and resigns. After that, the moment you terminate this person, everybody under this analyst will automatically go to this Joe floor. Do you want that? I said yes. Optional or always? Optional means system will always ask you. Always means it will directly update them under the next manager. Default the supervisor or the position in a recruit MSS job information and history. The supervisor in this position, the position recruit MSS, all should be by default updated based on the position. You say yes. Threshold for running adoption of reporting line and job relationship as a job. What is this? Threshold means what is the minimum criteria that should meet in order to run what? Adoption of a reporting line and job relationship as a job. Job relationship mostly does what? It allows you to update your matrix manager, HRBP or HR admin or HR. So what does it say? If there is one change, if you say one, so there should be at least one change in the system for your reporting data, then only it will trigger this adoption. If I say zero, means there would not be, even if there isn't any change in this part and you're changing everything else in position, the data will automatically update it. Like, you go here, once the number of incumbents of each child position or matrix position hits this number, the updates to the hierarchy or job relationship will be carried out. Means, let's say there is a number one and I have 5 people under me. Unless one data is changed for at least one of my reportees, nothing will trigger. So now there is an issue. If I say at least one data should be changed, let's say there is no change in the hierarchy or management, but other data are changing, like your job code, division, department. It will not run unless there is a one change
in any one of the reports. If the number falls below the number, then the update will happen immediately. Please note that if the number is 0, then it will never be triggered as a job. Also, this setting is only relevant if the position hierarchy is the leading hierarchy. Only this will run once the position hierarchy is there. If you keep 0, unnecessary data will not run your job from the backend. If you said 1, -1, I said 1. If let's say there is a change for at least one employee under me, automatically every job data for every user under you will run. That's why we almost always keep 0, that unless we run it manually, it will not work. It will not run the job for each changes. What is automated daily hierarchy adaptation? Every day do you want to run a job to see if there are any changes, if there is a change for a particular person, especially in their management? You say yes. If you say use automated hierarchy adaptation, automatically your hierarchy will be changed to somebody else. You say yes. You have to set offset days, means after how many days it should run automatically. So you click on it, you say you can specify the offset in future days that the daily hierarchy adaptation should consider. If you want to adapt the hierarchy at the date on which it gets out of sync, set the value 0. Means there should not be a 1 that should run. If you want to adapt it 1 week before it gets out, then set the value to 7. As I said, whatever days you set, after that it will work. Note the effective date of the record that adapts the hierarchy will always be date which the hierarchies are out of sync. The offset will only specify the number of days the records are written before the hierarchy is out of sync. Very simple. If you want system to run this automatically, the hierarchy adaptation, you choose yes. You can go to this. If you want the system to automatically adapt the hierarchy using the daily job, if they are not in sync, this option can only be utilized if the position hierarchy is simple. If you want system to run your hierarchy adoption every time automatically, you can keep this as yes, and you will say after how many days it should run and check this. So whatever number of days you define here, after that only it will be showing you. Getting me? Hello, you guys are there?
Yes, Sanjay. So, in offset days, what is the best practice to keep what number?
0.
Zero, na? Because otherwise there will be no data sync, right?
No data sync. Always it will run unnecessarily automatically.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Any other questions before we close it today?
That position one.
Which one? Tell me.
No, from my side.
Okay, guys. Then if there are no questions, let's meet on Monday. We will cover other part. Of course, synchronization we will complete when we talk about the technical part. Other things we will, but still I will explain, of course, field by field. But I would request everyone to just go through that document that I have attached there for position management. Why? When I try to explain, at least you know that you have heard about it or you have seen this somewhere. Done?
Okay.
Okay,
Done.
now your
And
assignment.
Sanjay, that address part,
Yeah, address part, I told you. This part, you see, that's what I thought the other days as well, but I just made some research. This is a standard field address type, wherein what we have done, we have just created and assigned this address type. We have just created this quick list address type. Okay, that's why you're not able to see that. If you want to make any changes, you can go and add this, and you will go and see it. Now, what changes you were doing, what was actually happening, we didn't see that. She was the one. When you were using this, the billing mailing address, it was not changing it, it was adding another option, although the word. But if I add, see, this is a home one. If I add address, it will add this one. So the type will change. See, the type will be any one of them. I say mailing. So a new address is being added. You're not changing this. You're getting me? The type you're not changing here. You are adding another type.
yes.
That was the reason. So that's why I
Mm-hmm.
told you, choose any other field, assign it there, and use it as on change. So this message will pop out once you make the changes, but later it will not, the moment you update or attach any document.